The Dominion Warcast had conquered 7 worlds before they reached Earth. They had crushed moon colonies. They had vaporized orbital defense grids. They had once defeated an entire reptilian empire by poisoning its sacred mating swamp and then sending a strongly worded surrender form. So when Commander Vraxil the Efficient looked down at Earth from orbit, he was not concerned. His invasion fleet hovered silently above the eastern coast of the United States. Below them glowed a major human settlement marked on Dominion maps as Philadelphia, high-density urban zone, strategic value moderate, resistance expected low. Vraxil clicked his mandibles in satisfaction. "Begin the psychological terror phase," he ordered. His second-in-command, sub-strategist Krell, checked the invasion data. "Commander, there are several more obvious targets. Military bases, government centers, infrastructure nodes." Vraxil waved one claw dismissively. "No. We strike where the humans least expect us. We land in the high-crime urban zone. Their social order is already weakened. Fear will spread quickly." Krell looked at the satellite feed. A stolen dirt bike went the wrong way down a one-way street. A man in pajama pants pushed a shopping trolley full of car batteries. 2 people argued outside a corner store while a third calmly removed the wheels from a parked sedan in broad daylight. Krell's antennae lowered. "Commander, I am not certain this area has much social order left to weaken." "That," Vraxil said, "is precisely why it will fall first." At 9:17 p.m., 3 Dominion dropships descended through the clouds above North Philadelphia. Their hulls were black and angular. Their engines made a terrible low hum that had caused lesser species to collapse in panic. They landed in a cracked vacant lot between an abandoned warehouse, a row of boarded-up houses, and a takeaway place that was somehow still open despite having no visible staff. The alien ramp hissed open. 30 Dominion shock troopers marched out in perfect formation. They wore reflective battle armor, carried plasma rifles, and projected fear aura pulses designed to trigger terror in mammalian brains. Across the street, a man wearing one crock and a bathrobe stopped pushing a stolen lawnmower. He stared at the aliens. The aliens stared back. The man pointed at the dropship. "Y'all from Jersey?" The lead trooper activated his translator. "We are the Dominion. You will submit." The man scratched his neck. "Submit to what?" "To occupation." He looked around the street, then back at the aliens. "Bro, you picked the wrong block for that." The first plasma warning shot melted a traffic light. The second melted the side of a parked van. The third was never fired because someone from a third-floor window threw a full microwave at the lead alien. It hit him square in the helmet. The alien collapsed instantly. The Dominion formation froze. Vraxil, observing from the command ship, leaned forward. "What was that projectile?" Krell checked the scan. "Domestic food heating appliance, Commander." "Why was it airborne?" "No known tactical doctrine explains this." Then the street erupted. Not in organized resistance, not in military counterattack, in Philadelphia. A man came sprinting out of an alley holding a length of copper pipe. A woman on a balcony began hurling flower pots with terrifying accuracy. Someone launched fireworks horizontally from behind a dumpster. 2 teenagers rode past on illegal dirt bikes, circled the aliens twice, shouted insults that the translator refused to process, and stole an alien rangefinder directly from a trooper's belt. The Dominion soldiers attempted to form a defensive square. This failed because the square was immediately attacked by 3 tweakers who had emerged from behind a burned-out car like raccoons with unresolved court dates. One of them, a shirtless man named Ricky, stared at the closest alien. The alien was 7 feet tall, armored, and holding a plasma rifle. Ricky squinted. "You got any copper in that suit?" The alien raised his weapon. Ricky lunged at him. This shocked the Dominion. Across 12 conquered systems, nobody had ever charged Dominion infantry with nothing but bad decisions and a screwdriver. Ricky did. He hit the alien armor and began trying to pry off a panel. The alien screamed, not because it hurt, because Ricky was biting the wiring. "Commander," Krell said from orbit, voice trembling, "one of the humans appears to be harvesting components from Trooper Valm. While Valm is alive, yes." "Why?" "I believe the human intends to sell him." Vraxel clicked his mandibles. "Deploy intimidation protocol." The nearest dropship activated its external speakers. A deep, synthetic voice boomed over the neighborhood. "Humans of Earth, your planet is now under Dominion control. Lay down your weapons and present your leaders." For 3 seconds, the street went silent. Then someone yelled from a window, "Man, shut up! People got work tomorrow!" A bottle hit the speaker, then another, then a brick, then somehow a bowling ball. The speaker sparked and died. Inside the dropship, the pilot stared at his console. "Commander, the locals are not responding to terror messaging." "Increase volume." "We can't. They destroyed the output array with recreational sports equipment." On the ground, the Dominion tried to regroup. Sergeant Thane Orkel, a veteran of the siege of Veth Prime, grabbed 6 troopers and moved toward the warehouse. "Secure that structure," he ordered. "We will establish a command post." They approached the abandoned building cautiously. The door had no handle. The windows were boarded. The walls were covered in graffiti. The alien squad cut through the lock and entered. Inside, they found darkness, dust, old mattresses, stripped wiring, and a man standing perfectly still in the middle of the room holding a bicycle wheel. He stared at them. They stared at him. The translator chirped, "Identify yourself." The man smiled. "My name's T-Bone." Orkel aimed his rifle. "You are trespassing in a Dominion-occupied structure." T-Bone looked around the abandoned warehouse. "This your building?" "It is now." T-Bone nodded slowly. Then he whistled. From the shadows came movement. Not soldiers, not police, not any recognized planetary defense force. Just local men who had been using the warehouse for reasons no one wanted explained in writing. They stepped out holding bats, crowbars, tire irons, and one antique sword that looked like it had been stolen from a mall ninja shop in 2004. Orkel raised his rifle. T-Bone pointed at the alien armor. "That helmet come off?" Orkel hesitated. "Why?" "Because that thing looks expensive." The warehouse fight lasted 42 seconds. Dominion after-action records later described it as ambush by irregular human salvage militia. Philadelphia police later described it as Tuesday. By 9:31 p.m., the Dominion had lost the warehouse, 2 plasma rifles, a medical drone, 4 helmets, and 1 troop carrier battery. The battery was loaded into the back of a stolen Dodge Charger by 3 men who insisted they knew a guy. The aliens tried to stop them. The Charger reversed through a fence, clipped an alien scout bike, turned its headlights off, and vanished into traffic. Krell watched helplessly from orbit. "Commander, the humans have stolen our battery core." "Track it." "We are attempting to, but it has already been listed online." Vraxel turned slowly. "What?" "It is being advertised as alien generator, barely used, no lowballers." Vraxel slammed a claw against the command rail. "Send in the armored walker!" The Dominion armored walker was a masterpiece of war engineering. 12 meters tall, 4 jointed legs, dual plasma cannons, fear emitter array. A machine designed to break cities. It stepped from the second dropship and shook the street with each movement. The locals stopped fighting for a moment. Everyone looked up. The walker's cannons glowed. A Dominion officer declared through a repaired loudspeaker, "Behold the engine of your submission." A man near the corner store looked at it, then looked at his friend, then said, "Bet that catalytic converter is crazy." Within minutes, the walker was surrounded, not by soldiers, by people with tools. One guy slid underneath it with a socket wrench. Another climbed onto its leg using a fire escape. Someone arrived with a hydraulic jack. The walker fired into the air in panic, cutting a glowing line through a billboard advertising personal injury lawyers. The billboard collapsed onto the street. A local immediately shouted, "I saw that! I'm suing somebody!" The walker tried to retreat. Too late. Ricky had returned. He was now wearing part of an alien shoulder plate as a hat. He pointed at the walker's lower service hatch. "That's where the good stuff is." The Dominion Walker pilot had survived acid storms, orbital bombardments, and a cannibal moon uprising. He lasted 6 minutes in Kensington. His final transmission was simply, "They're under the legs. They're under the legs. Why are they under the legs?" Then the walker shut down. The locals cheered. Someone spray-painted "Go Birds" across its armor. This confused the Dominion linguists badly because no avian species appeared to be involved. Meanwhile, 3 blocks away, another alien platoon encountered organized human opposition. At first, this pleased them. Finally, something familiar. A group of armed gang members stood near a row of cars, watching the invasion unfold with the cold professional interest of men who had seen plenty of bad ideas but never one this shiny. Their leader, a calm man in a black hoodie named Marcellus, watched the alien squad approach. The alien captain stepped forward. "You are now subjects of the Dominion." Marcellus looked at him. "You selling something?" "No." "You police?" "No." "You military?" "Yes." Marcellus glanced at the dropship behind them. "You got jurisdiction?" The alien captain paused. "What? This your block? This is Dominion territory now." Marcellus laughed once. It was not a happy laugh. It was the kind of laugh that made everyone nearby suddenly remember appointments elsewhere. The alien captain raised his weapon. Marcellus sighed. "See? That's where you messed up." The gang members spread out, not like soldiers, like people who knew every alley, every rooftop, every broken fence, every blind corner, and every place a patrol car could not easily follow. The Dominion had thermal vision. The locals had home ground advantage and absolutely no respect for the chain of command. The aliens advanced, the gang members disappeared. Then the bricks started. Then gunfire cracked from 3 directions. Then someone dropped a refrigerator door from a rooftop. Then a Dominion drone was lured into a narrow alley by a man waving a hoodie, only for someone to throw a chain through its rotors. The drone crashed into a pile of trash bags. A raccoon immediately fought it. The drone lost. The alien captain tried to call for support. His communicator had been stolen. He turned and saw a teenager jogging away with it. "Return that military device!" the alien shouted. The teenager didn't even look back. Marcellus stepped from behind a car. "You aliens got ranks?" The captain snarled. "I am Captain Drex of the Dominion Warcast." Marcellus nodded. "Cool. I'm the guy telling you to leave." Drex lifted his rifle. Marcellus lifted a hand. Every window opened. Every shadow moved. Every rooftop had someone on it. Drex's translator picked up 47 separate threats, 9 insults, and 1 grandmother telling everyone to stop shooting near her car. The captain lowered his rifle. "This district is strategically unsound," he said. Marcellus smiled. "No, it's just not yours." By 10:05 p.m., Commander Vraxil had lost contact with half his ground force. He ordered a tactical withdrawal to the landing zone. This became difficult because the landing zone had changed. The first dropship was missing its doors. The second was covered in graffiti. The third had been placed on cinder blocks. Krell stared at the feed. "Commander." "What now?" "The humans have removed the landing gear." Vraxil's eyes widened. "From a spacecraft?" "Yes." "Why?" Krell looked exhausted. "They appear to believe it can be used on a Honda." In the vacant lot, a Dominion technician screamed at a group of locals trying to tow a plasma cannon using a pickup truck with no hood. "That weapon is unstable." A man in a reflective vest shouted back, So is my cousin, but he still gets work. The cannon discharged accidentally, vaporizing a pile of rubbish and one abandoned couch. Everyone stared. Then someone said, "Do it again!" The technician fainted. At 10:22 p.m., Vraxel deployed his final option, the Supreme Pacification Beast. It was a bioengineered terror creature from the Dominion's Death Moon hatcheries. 3 meters tall, 6 limbs, armored skull, venomous spines. A roar capable of paralyzing prey. It was released from a containment pod near the corner store. The beast emerged into the street. It roared. The sound echoed between the buildings. Every alien stood taller, finally. Primal fear, a creature no civilization could ignore. Then a pit bull named Princess came out from behind the shop. Princess weighed about 30 kilos, had one torn ear, and the moral confidence of a chainsaw. The pacification beast looked down. Princess looked up. The beast growled. Princess launched. The aliens watched in horror as their apex terror organism was chased around the block by a dog wearing a pink collar. The beast tried climbing onto a car. Princess climbed after it. The beast jumped onto a dumpster. Princess hit the dumpster so hard it moved. The beast fled past the alien lines, shrieking. Princess pursued, barking with the fury of every unpaid vet bill in Pennsylvania. Krell whispered, "Commander, the pacification beast is requesting extraction." "Deny it. It has marked itself as emotionally compromised." Vraxel stared at the screen as Princess dragged the creature by one of its rear limbs into an alley. The audio cut out shortly after. No one asked why. By 10:40 p.m., the Dominion invasion had fully collapsed. Troopers abandoned equipment. A medic drone surrendered to a group of children after they threatened to take its batteries. One alien scout attempted to hide in a convenience store and was forced to buy 3 prepaid phones, 2 energy drinks, and a cheesesteak by the owner, who refused to accept Galactic conquest as payment. Another alien tried to intimidate an old man at a bus stop. The old man listened patiently, then explained Vietnam, Philadelphia Parking Authority, and his second divorce. The alien sat beside him and cried. The Dominion command channel filled with panic. Unit 12 requesting evacuation. Unit 8 is surrounded by humans attempting to sell us insurance. Unit 6 has been challenged to something called a rap battle. Unit 3 requires medical assistance. A human female struck Trooper Halvek with a frozen turkey. Command, they stole our anti-gravity stabilizer. Command, they stole the thing that tracks the stolen stabilizer. Command, one of them is wearing my boots. Vraxel stood frozen on the bridge. This was impossible. Humans were primitive, divided, chaotic, underdeveloped. Their weapons were inferior. Their infrastructure was inconsistent. Their command structure appeared to be mostly shouting. And yet, somehow, the Dominion was losing. Not to Earth's military, not to planetary defense, not to disciplined resistance. To a neighborhood that had collectively decided the alien invasion was annoying, disrespectful, and potentially profitable. At 10:51 p.m., Vraxel gave the order. Retreat. Krell did not hesitate. All units, withdraw immediately. The surviving aliens sprinted for the ships. Some carried wounded, some carried missing armor. One carried a cheesesteak and refused to explain why. The first dropship lifted awkwardly, missing several panels. The second dragged a chain-link fence behind it. The third struggled because someone had welded a shopping trolley to its rear stabilizer. As the ships rose into the sky, the locals gathered below. Some cheered, some threw bottles. Someone fired Roman candles at them. Ricky stood on top of the disabled walker, shirtless, wearing an alien helmet backwards and holding up a stolen plasma rifle. He screamed, "Come back with more copper!" The Dominion ships accelerated into the clouds. They did not come back. In orbit, the invasion fleet received Commander Vraxel's official report. It was brief. Earth invasion canceled. Reason, Local conditions unfavorable. Recommendation, avoid Philadelphia. Krell reviewed the report. Commander, should we specify the entire planet is unsuitable? Vraxel looked at the stolen equipment manifest. 3 rifles, 1 walker, 2 drones, 1 battery core, 16 helmets, a landing gear assembly, the pacification beast, his personal command tablet, and somehow the left engine cowling from the flagship shuttle, which had never landed. He closed his eyes. Yes, he said quietly, mark the entire species as hostile salvage organisms. Krell typed it in. What about future contact? Vraxel watched Earth rotate below. Somewhere on the night side, Philadelphia glowed. Loud, chaotic, unbothered. Never, he said. Never again. Down in Kensington, the police arrived 40 minutes later. They found a disabled alien war machine on cinder blocks, 3 crashed drones, a smoldering billboard, a crowd of locals taking selfies, and Princess asleep beside the unconscious pacification beast. An officer looked at the scene, then at his partner, then at the alien walker, then back at his partner. You writing this report? His partner shook his head. I'm on lunch. Across the street, Marcellus leaned against a car and watched the last alien ship vanish into the sky. Ricky walked over, still wearing the helmet. You think they coming back? Marcellus looked at the smoking wreckage, the looted dropship parts, the crowd arguing over who owned the plasma cannon, and Princess chewing on alien armor. He smiled. Nah, Ricky nodded. Shame. Why? Ricky looked up at the stars. They had good stuff. And far above Earth, every Dominion navigation system updated at once. A red warning zone appeared around the planet. Not for radiation, not for military defenses, not for hostile fleets. The warning read, do not land. Locals will strip the ship. Thanks for listening, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date with new stories.